Alright guys, so today I'm making a video over how to tape an ankle. We're going to go through the steps and what you need to do to have a proper ankle taping. So to start off, you're going to want to have the athlete sit up on a taping table with their leg hanging about halfway off near the calf. And the first thing you're going to want to do is apply some heel lace pads. Now, heel lace pads are used on the top and bottom of the foot. They're used for protection against rubbing because those are usually pinch points on the foot. So the way you can apply these is you can use some spray adhesion glue, or sometimes these heel lace pads can come with adhesion already on them. It just depends on which ones you have at the time. So once you have your heel lace pads on, the next step you're going to want to do is apply your pre-wrap. Now, applying pre-wrap, some people start at different spots. I usually start about 1/3 up the leg, right below the calf, and work my way down to the middle of the foot. Now, when you apply this, you want to make sure that it's smooth and even. If you don't do it correctly, it can roll sometimes, and that can be uncomfortable for the athlete. So you want to make sure you get it on there smooth and even. So once you have your pre-wrap on the foot correctly, the next step you're going to want to do is to apply anchor strips. When you apply your anchor strips, depends on how many you want to do. Usually it's about 2 or 3, approximately 1/3 of the way up the lower leg, right below the calf. And then you can apply 1 to the bottom of the foot, right where your pre-wrap ends. And this is going to give you a basis for the rest of your taping techniques to stick to. So after you have your anchor strips applied to your pre-wrap, the next step you're going to do is apply your first stirrup. Now, a stirrup is basically just a U-shaped piece of tape that you're going to run from the medial side of the ankle, which is the inside, underneath the heel, and come along the lateral side of the ankle right across the malleolus, which is that little knot or bone you have on the side of your foot. You're going to want to apply 3 of these and overlap them about halfway around the ankle just to give it some support. These are mainly used to protect the athlete from an inversion or eversion type of movement of the ankle. After you have applied your stirrups, the next step you're going to want to do is apply a horseshoe. Now, a horseshoe, when you apply this, you're going to start from the inside of the midfoot anchor, back across the Achilles tendon, and ending on the outside of the anchor. So you're going to be running underneath the foot across the Achilles tendon. And sometimes some people only use 1. Sometimes you can use 1 per stirrup you do. It just depends on the technique you want to use. After you have your horseshoes in place, you can do some closure strips to kind of give you some more area of adhesion. You can start right at the top of the ankle and work your way up to the top of the pre-wrap, just to give you some more area for your other taping techniques to stick to. After you perform these closure strips, the next technique you're going to want to use is called a figure 8. Different people apply these figure 8s differently. The way that I like to apply it is I take a strip of tape and press it into the midfoot on the bottom, wrapping one side around the top part of the foot, and then you bring the roll around across the top of the foot, go across down underneath the Achilles, and back up to the top of the foot. And usually you're going to want to apply 2 of these And this is just for some more stability so the ankle doesn't roll, and it gives a little support to the arch of the foot. After you apply your figure eights, the next part you're going to want to do is called a heel lock. Now this is usually a little bit harder to do. This takes a little practice. So when you're applying your heel lock, there's a lateral heel lock and a medial heel lock, and you're going to want to apply 2 of each, so you're going to have 4 heel locks. So when you start with your lateral heel lock, you're going to start with the tape anterior to the lateral malleolus, which is the outside. Go medially across the dorsum of the foot, aiming for the longitudinal arch. And once you do that, you're going to want to come around the heel, underneath to the Achilles, and back up top to the lace where you started from. The medial malleolus, the medial heel lock is performed basically the same way. You're just going to be starting from the medial side, which is the inside. You'll start from the inside, come across the lace, down, underneath by the Achilles, around the heel, and back up to where you started from. And this does take a little practice, but with time it becomes pretty easy. Your final steps after you have your heel locks in place is just some more closure strips. This is kind of to give the wrap an aesthetic look, to make it look good, and just to kind of wrap everything up. You want to make sure you don't have any holes in your taping. So with closure strips, you can kind of cover up those holes if you do happen to come across one. So basically, those are the steps to taping an ankle. It's with time and practice, it becomes a lot easier, but the best way to do it is just to get a friend and just allow them to practice, and it should become easier over time. Thanks.